Hello, welcome back to the channel.
I am heading to Southampton to join the P O cruise ship Ventura for a 4-night cruise to Amsterdam. The route is approximately 250 miles or 400 kilometres and is estimated to take 4.5 hours. Although with food and comfort breaks as well as diversions and traffic, you could probably add another 2 hours to this. So that I don't miss the departure, I decided to travel down the night before and stay somewhere close. After staying the night at a travel lodge, I made it as far as Eastleigh, close to Southampton, for a quick pit stop. After making sure I have all my documentation to hand and that my carry-on luggage has all the things I immediately need, I take the short drive to the port and my first glimpses of the ship. My assigned boarding time is not till 2 PM, so I decide to head to a pub made famous by the 80s TV show Howard's Way. Just a quick drink and then a moment to take in the views of the River Hamble before it's time to head back to the port of Southampton. The ship is the P O Ventura, my floating home for the next 5 days. She is a Grand Class cruise ship built in Italy in 2007 with a length of 288 metres and a width of 36 metres. Comprising of 19 decks, she has a capacity for 3,200 passengers with 8 restaurants, 6 boutiques, 5 pools, 3 show lounges, which includes a theatre. Ventura was christened by Dame Helen Mirren in 2008, who is the ship's official godmother. Once on board the ship, I had to find my muster station. This is a designated area of the ship that I would have to head to if there was an emergency. After checking in at the muster station, the recommendation is to head to my cabin. Any luggage I'd checked in would be waiting for me there, but most importantly there is a requirement to watch a short safety video and find a life jacket that fits you. Once there, your designated housekeeper will make themselves known to you and explain the services. After unpacking, I had plenty of time to go and find a drink and a decent vantage point for departure. Departure from your embarkation point, or sail away, is one big party vibe. The ship's entertainment manager acts as compere, there's a DJ and some dancers to get the party going. The bar is available and people have a great time celebrating as the ship slips its moorings, turns around and heads out to sea. One of the landmarks we passed as we departed was Hythe Pier, a working pier in the small village of Hythe on the south shore of Southampton Water. For many, the pier is a direct ferry link to Southampton, but for others it's a great vantage point to watch cruise ships depart. A couple of times over the past few years I've been stood there imagining I was on board one of them heading on holiday, and it's a little surreal to be actually doing it. As a side note, the pier has a narrow gauge railway that connects the land to the pier head, in addition to a footpath. There's a small fee for access to the pier, but all money goes to its restoration. The first evening on board was all about exploration, as I familiarised myself with where everything was located. Continuing the sail-away party, there was a tremendous amount of entertainment on offer, from productions in the main theatre to a comedy night in the Havana Club, and all the bars were open. I later found a pub quiz where I finished predictably 3rd out of 10. The following morning, breakfast was served in either the main dining rooms or the buffet. The food is better in the main dining rooms, but the buffet was all you can eat. Both were included in the ticket price. For the price of your ticket, you receive full board from the ship's main dining rooms and the buffet. Specialty dining rooms were at a premium, and drinks were not included unless you had a drinks package. All the entertainment was also free, except for the casino. At around 1 PM on day 2, the ship entered a lock into the North Sea Canal, which leads directly to Amsterdam. It took just over an hour to reach the cruise terminal, but we were delayed by an emergency on another vessel, so Ventura had to hold position for a couple of hours. This made our arrival closer to tea time than previously anticipated. My original plan was to use the afternoon in Amsterdam to do some basic sightseeing. However, due to the delay, I had to eat first, then take in the sights and nightlife. Day 3 of the trip saw Ventura docked in Amsterdam all day. Departure was set for midnight, so there was plenty of time to explore the city or go on an excursion. The listed excursions for sale through the ship were expensive, but there are several apps that you can download and find other excursions that the ship doesn't support. I booked a historical canal tour which departed from in front of the main railway station. With the weather worsening, I headed back to the ship and into the warmth. There was still plenty of entertainment on board, so I wasn't sat idly. Before the midnight departure time, I went back into Amsterdam and bought a few souvenirs before once again finding the pub quiz and increasing my score to finish second. At midnight, the ship departed with less of a fanfare than when it left Southampton, and after we got underway, I headed back to my cabin. The following morning, I was up early, so I went on a quick tour of the ship, more of that in part 2. With a full day at sea, there were plenty of activities available. I joined an archery competition, spectated in a video game competition, and watched a singer practice her set. I also bought a few ship souvenirs in the last day's sale. Between these, I had a few drinks and tried to fit as much in as possible, with the last evening on board ending as all others had, a quiz. Before bed, I ensured my luggage was placed outside my room so that it could be collected overnight and be waiting for me after we docked. On the morning of the 5th day, we docked at just after 6 AM. There was no time for breakfast and the main dining rooms were closed anyway. Just about everybody made for deck 6 and the exit as soon as they had showered and dressed. And just like that, the cruise is over. Now stay tuned for part 2, where I give a guided tour of the ship.